Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a busy past couple days here at the Lazy T, and as I said in last couple videos or so, that I'm just going to be kind of knocking out little projects here and there, just trying to get cabin one up to more of a finished state, and that's been going rather well, and I'll catch you all up with that in just a minute. But yesterday was pretty significant in the sense that I took a trip and I picked up a 2,500 gallon tank. So first order of business today is to get this off the trailer and then onto the pad over there. But this was bought direct from the manufacturer. I through a third party, I guess, and I went down to the manufacturer to pick it up, and that's kind of what it looked like on my little trailer there. It was an all-day event. Left here around 8 o'clock in the morning. I never ended up getting back till about 6 at night. So it certainly was a full day event. But this place was located just south of Atlanta in Griffin, Georgia. So yeah, it took quite a while to kind of get back. I kind of took my time, took some back roads and stuff like that, just so I wasn't running down, the main highway with this, just until I really felt comfortable with how I had it strapped down. Was going to work just fine. Everything worked out just fine. As you can see, it's here behind me. So first order of business, we got to get this thing off the trailer. Let's get to it. So this tank itself, although it may look rather large, and it certainly is, it only weighs a couple hundred pounds. I think they said around 300 to 400 pounds. So what I'm going to try and do is put the tailgate down here and then literally just flip this up and push it onto the pad here. So we'll see how that goes. That worked out really well. Now, if you recall, when I was getting the size for the pad, this is the size of the tank that I anticipated on getting for it. So I'll only have a couple inches, I think, on the, the short sides of it here. So I think this is going to work out great. With it being frozen, everything frozen out here, the gloves are just slipping on the plastic. All right, let's take a look here on how this thing is set up now. Just about the vertical part of it is coming down right on the edge as I had finished the corner with that corner bead. I've got the, I guess it's going to be the outlet valve fairly close to the edge. I'm probably going to have that hanging over. I'll have to kind of figure out the best way to do that. Well, yeah, I'll have to think about that, but I'm probably going to have an extension coming out and then down into the ground, some sort of ball valve or draining function. I'll work out something like that. Of course, up top we have our access hatch up there. I think that's an 18-inch hole, 16 or 18-inch hole, and then there's an inlet port up there as well. So all in all, based on the size of the pad itself, I think we did a pretty good job of you know, making this thing about as effective as we could without a bunch of excess filler. So yeah, it looks great. So job one for this morning is done. Let's move on. All right, gang, after we're done now wrestling with the water tank up the hill there, we're down here now at cabin 1. I want to catch you up on all the little things that I've been knocking out here since we last talked. So first things first, I believe last thing I was working on with you guys all around was the floor. Flooring is installed completely now, so there is no more OSB that is exposed here within the cabin itself. I did the same trick around the conduit as I did on the other side. I utilized those pre-existing holes, those knots, to make the holes for the conduit to go through. I think that really kind of worked out nice. And I'm good with doing the rest of those like that. So again, flooring is completely installed. I do have quite a few sections of these knot holes. I'm gonna wait a little bit before I put the epoxy in because, you know, I guess I need a little warmer weather, which is fine. We're still getting below freezing overnight here, so I can hold off on that a little bit. So another thing as well, the bathroom here. So again, flooring completely installed in the bathroom. And I'm not sure if the sheathing here inside the bathroom was done last time you guys looked around here. So that's all done, as well as the shower. So let's see if I can get a better shot in here. I'm okay. So shower really completely installed now. Everything is fine. I also put in, you know, some blocking up here along the top here just to kind of cover all that, all the excess. I just kind of overlapped it a little bit here just to kind of hide the seam and everything. So what's left within the shower here is literally just the trim work that's gonna kind of cover the side here and then up towards the top. So a little bit of trim work there needs to be done. And then out here in the vanity area, this is what I'm going to work on a little bit today, and that's putting up sheathing here to cover this stuff up here for where behind the vanity, where the vanity is going to go. So we're going to work on that a little bit. So one of the things, along with working on that area there behind the vanity, I want to really clean a lot of this out here, move a lot of this stuff that's in here in cabin 1 and move it up to cabin 3. That's going to be the next cabin I bring up to this level here. So really as things go here within the cabin itself, you know, we're really approaching that 95, 97% done factor. Electrically, I just have to install a fire alarm, and then the ceiling fan goes in. So really that's all interior stuff that's got to be done as far as hooking anything up. And then one of the other things I was working on the other day is I was trying to make room up in one of the cabins we have where things are stored at. I installed the mini split out here. I attached it to the side of the cabin, and I think it worked out great. I picked up a couple of those brackets that just kind of go up underneath it there and hold it up, and I think that's gonna work out great. The reason I went here on the cabin itself, attaching it to the cabin, I have a 15-foot line set, and if you've looked at line sets or stuff, they're not, it's really a long story. If you ever check in here and, you know, say, hey, ask Todd about the line set story, I'll explain the whole thing to you. I ended up having 3 sets of lines here for these air conditioning units, and they were all 15-foot long. So if I attach this, or if I installed this unit on the ground, that line set may not be long enough, and I'd have to buy another line set. I'd have to buy a 20-foot line set, or I'd have to buy tubing, or, you know, something along those lines. I'm trying to keep it as, you know, utilize the supplies I have on hand before I start going out and buying extra stuff. So this is a good solution. Pros and cons with, of course, everything. And one of the cons with this is some people say there's a hum inside their structures when the thing is running. So bridge will cross when we come to it, but as of right now, this is where they're going to be mounted here on the back side of the cabin. So I think that worked out well. And let me try and think. Another thing I've been working on, you really won't be able to see it here on the camera, but I've got little burnt patches all over the property down here, and that's from burning leaves. We had a couple decent days where it was cloudy, rainy-ish and stuff like that. So it was a good day to get some burning done, and that's what we did. So I still have just about half of what I would call the pavilion area, the center section, the part that's in the middle of the circular driveway. I still have probably half of that to go as far as getting the leaves down and stuff like that. But I wanted to get the upper portion done. I threw down some grass seed. You know, I'm not a grass person, so we'll see how it goes. But I am pretty excited to see just naturally that there is some grass growing in other parts of that center area. So yeah, pretty excited about that. Okay, so I'm gonna start moving some tools and some of this stuff out of cabin 1, put it up to cabin 3, really open up cabin 1 as far as working area and things like that, and then we'll start to get to the area behind the vanity. Sound good? Let's do it. All right, guys, well, as quickly as things happen around here, it's now the next day. I spent the vast majority of yesterday afternoon, I put the blower on my back and started to blow leaves, and I guess got so into it, that's what I did just for the rest of the day. And so behind me here, so that is the leaves going up in smoke right now. And yeah, it's a great part of the project I wanted to get done here before it really started to warm up, so I can get some seed down, and hopefully, you know, we'll get some grass growing. So we're gonna pick up right now where I really left off yesterday. And that's what's working on that wall there behind the vanity and kind of finishing that up. I did find some stuff yesterday at cabin 3, some wood that I can use for that, so I don't need to grab any wood from up the hill. And yeah, I'm gonna set up the chop saw and we're gonna get to driving some nails. Here we go. All right, gang, I'm down here in the vanity area here at cabin 1, as you can see here to my side. Before I button this up, there's one thing I have to attend to, and that's this drain pipe here. I need to put some blocking behind this and secure this. I've got a strap here that'll work just perfect, but I need to get some blocking behind there just to kind of secure that down, and then we can move forward and work on getting the sheeting up here behind the vanity. That is a solid connection right there. It's not going anywhere. So another thing I have to do is down here along the base of it, like every other kind of hole through things, much like here, this red stuff, this is fire block. So I need to put some fire block caulk around here and get that cinched up. It's just kind of like this one over here as well. That's all been filled in. All right, gang, just finished with this area that's back behind the vanity here. I wanted to give you a look. Wasn't real exciting. I didn't bring you guys along for it, but that's basically what we're looking at here. So the most challenging part, if you could say that, was just the holes for the drain and then the water access. So this part here at the top, I'm not going to leave this exposed. There's actually going to be a, for lack of a better term, a shelf that's going to go across here and extend out. At this point, it's undetermined. We're going to have to settle on a vanity first. And once we get the vanity kind of settled in here, we will kind of complete this look. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So, I mean, I'm looking around here. I've got the fire alarm, the ceiling fan. Those will be the two largest things left here on cabin one, besides any of the trim. I'm going to have some floor trim that's got to go in. I'm going to trim out the door a little bit, as well as the shower, those sections there along the shower to hide that cement board and stuff behind it. And as far as what I can think of, that's going to be it. There are, of course, going to be a thing here and there that's going to pop up that I haven't thought of or would like to improve. And yeah, so I am going to grab what I need to get up to cabin 3, and we're going to start getting cabin 3 up to this level here. I think we've settled on doors as well, so you might see that happen here relatively soon. So we'll see. I'm hemming and hawing about it a little bit, but I think we have a pretty good plan, because there are several things we have to address here on the front side of the cabin, and one of which is a method to get on top into the loft, basically. So we're going to have a ladder, but where you put that ladder, how it's secured to the wall, it's movable, all sorts of things that you don't think of until you stand back and start thinking about stuff about, what would be the best way to do that. So, there are still some things we have to overcome, and we'll get there. But, I mean, we're definitely in the 95% complete rate here for cabin 1, so I'm super happy with that. So I'm going to start kind of transferring a few more things. As you can see, most of this area has been cleared out. There's not much left. I want to vacuum real good one time, and then basically going to button it up, and this will be done until something comes in, either a door or a ceiling fan or something like that I need to absolutely put in here. Super happy. Moving on to cabin 3. Let's get it. All right, gang. Well, I got a vast majority of the stuff from cabin 1 moved up here to cabin 3. So the interior, I don't know if we'll be able to see this. Interior is pretty cluttered right now. Kind of stuff laying kind of all about. I spent the afternoon, I wanted to go see an old buddy of mine around the corner, see how he's doing and stuff. So I spent a couple hours over there talking with him and checking in on a wife and stuff and doing that. So I didn't get much kind of started here on cabin 3, but everything's ready to go once things kind of get up and going. I don't know if you can tell or not, off towards the west area, we got some weather coming in, and really what I have to do immediately for cabin 3 is stuff that I have to be outside for, and that primarily is I got to get the flooring ready. So that's going to be, that process I showed you in one of the previous videos, where I'm planing some of that oak down, planing it, cutting it to the right width and then the right length, and then finally getting to install it. But I need about 70 to 80 of those boards in order to do that. So that is literally 2 days worth of you know, me working those 3 machines, the planer, the chop saw, and the table saw, in order to make that happen with all that. So I'm going to be knocking those out first off. So it'll probably be a couple days again until I talk to y'all again, because that's really what I'm going to be working on. It's very monotonous, same thing over and over again, and I'm sure you guys don't need to see any of that. But once that happens, I mean, I like to get them down here and kind of staged and everything. You know, I'm back. It's funny. I'm back to square one with this, in the sense that, you know, everything that I have been working towards the last 3 or 4 weeks with cabin 1, I now have to come and redo with cabin 3. So we're talking shower pan, cement board in the shower, the siding in the shower, of course, all of the flooring, and everything else that comes along with that. So that's what we're going to be working on. I might check in with you kind of here and there, just to kind of give you guys some progress reports and stuff like that. But I think we have about maybe 2 days of rain coming in, so probably going to be inside doing some research, working on a website, you know, doing one of the other 5,000 things we have to get done around here. So never a dull moment. All right guys, that's gonna wrap it up for now. I'll see you on the next one.